Welcome back to Between the Lines on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's the Chiefs and the Raiders this week. It's time for our weekly chat with Alex Smith, the quarterback of the Chiefs. They get a much-needed win over the Redskins last week. I was feeling pretty good about that one. How was your seat on the sideline watching the big video board on some of those big plays? That was pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah, that's never a bad thing to be in, as a starting quarterback, coming off and game in hand, and you're watching the scores, kind of staying alert for all the playoff implications. So it's a good situation to be in.
Yeah, that too. I was talking about all the kick returns.
Oh yeah,
they kept showing you on the broadcast. They kept showing you over there. You're just laughing. You're watching the guys go down because where you were back on the bench, you probably couldn't see it, so you look up at the board instinctively, I guess. To see right? That's got to be the greatest feeling ever. You're thinking, hey, I got to go in the game. It's gonna be tough.
You're getting ready to go, and then immediately special teams all day, even when they weren't taking them to the house. Our field position was amazing. You turn on the game film, and you're on 1st and 10 on it was like the entire day we were on their side of the 50, just starting off. Anytime it's like that, it's such a big help on offense, when you only have to go that far and you're getting points. So special teams played out of their minds, and defense obviously starting that off, getting the balls back to them. Creating some turnovers.
There were some special teams records set last week. Have you ever played on a team quite like this? That's giving you this?
Yeah, when everything's going, no. Obviously, I think been parts of good teams the last few years, but when everything's going and when we're playing to our potential, pretty scary.
Okay, I've been around some football teams where maybe the defense was better than the offense, or this was better than that, and it creates maybe a little tension in the locker rooms like that. This has got to feel, especially in a game like last week and what we've seen now throughout the season with the offense growing the way it has, there must be a real team feeling with this bunch.
I think it kind of speaks to the guys in the locker room and as well Coach Reed and kind of the environment he sets around the building. But even I think even earlier in the year when defense was rolling and really kind of carrying us a little bit, we just had guys that still love being around each other. Believing in each other. There was never, it's easy to turn and like you said, have offense and defense and this and that. There was never a hint of it here, and I think that's a credit, like I said. There's a bunch of selfless guys, a bunch of team guys doing whatever it takes to win. It's rare to be around.
We don't know how this book ends. You guys got a lot of work to do, and the postseason's coming up. You can obviously clinch postseason berth with a win this week. So we don't know how it ends, but it's a pretty rare thing in this league, isn't it, to be pretty complete in all three phases, to know that if you go into a big game or whatever, it could be anyone. It could be any phase or any player on any day. That's a pretty rare thing in this league, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. I think, like you said, most teams have, some strength or weakness, offense and defense, and special teams so often gets overlooked, I think, and it's such a, you look at all the playoff teams, and they almost all have all good special teams. You don't get to that level, you don't win that many games without being good, in that phase. And it doesn't get a ton of attention, there's no fantasy deal for it, but such a big impact on the game. And I think the coaches here have done such a great job of placing such a big emphasis on it. We got a bunch of good players out there making plays, so just keep it going. Let's keep this thing going.
All right, I went back this morning and I looked through some quotes from the last few months, and some from you, some from media critics, whatever people say, whatever it is that they say. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to talk to Alex about today? And I know that this was important to you and Andy this year to prove the critics wrong or whatever it was. And then as I'm reading through some of this stuff, I had forgotten this happened. I don't even know if you know that this happened. The president came here, I think, in week 3. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He comes here in week 3, and he's in an auto plant, and he's a Bears fan, obviously, from Illinois. He says, my Bears are 2-0, but we can throw the ball more than 10 yards.
I heard about this.
You heard about this? And I'm thinking, game manager, which we've talked about, things like that. Yeah. Do you feel like right now you have just put all that to the back burner and that's gone now?
Yeah, it's certainly not something I'm thinking about at all. No, I do feel like as an offense, especially these last few weeks, we've really been playing good football and executing well on a lot of different areas. So, certainly something I'm not paying much attention to. I'd love to see him though here. I'd love to see have a little conversation with him.
Oh, would you? Okay. What would you say to him if you had a couple?
Yeah, it's probably not suitable for air.
Really?
I'm just joking. No, love to jab him back.
Yeah,
of course.
It seemed like an easy shot. Now, that was only a 3 weeks into the season. It seemed like an easy shot.
Easy. Uncalled for.
Uncalled for is right.
Totally.
A little early in your tenure. You played 2 games.
Know your audience too. He's like here in Kansas City. I don't know. Anyway.
You didn't care for that much. And then, the stuff kind of continued, but it really looks like, and we've talked week to week about the progression of this offense, it looks like things are much more comfortable. Now, we didn't get to see a lot of it last week, Jamal's running the ball like crazy and special teams are scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
But it seems like things are really a lot more comfortable for this offense right now, and everybody knows what they're doing more than earlier this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've grown a tremendous amount over the course of the year. And I think we've done a great job preparing. I mean, I think it starts all week. These are such week-to-week battles. The matchups change week to week, based on obviously who you're playing, their style of defense. And this week it presents another problem. And these guys played us pretty tough that first game on defense. They did some really good things to kind of get us out of rhythm. They presented another good matchup, and a little dangerous now. You kind of had nothing to lose and rolling the dice and playing aggressive. So, and it presents this is a whole another new set of challenges and matchups, and we got to find a way to get ready for it and go out there and what are those matchups and take advantage of them. So
Andy said you guys talked about it maybe a little bit last week, getting ready for the Redskins, that you start to play a team that's out of it, and they're going to go for more fourth downs, they're going to take chances on the field they wouldn't normally take. It's the same thing this week. How odd is that when you're going up against a team with absolutely nothing to lose?
Yeah, it's it's different. It is different. I think you still can't get caught up in that. I mean, I think you got to go out there and just execute. I mean, you always want to start fast,
right?
Whether or not you're playing a team that has nothing to lose and you want to jump on them, or if you're playing a playoff contender. I mean, right. I don't think anything's changed though. I mean, you want to go out there and start fast. You want to go out and execute. You want to score as many points as you can. So you kind of that. Their mentality might have changed, but I don't think that changes what you're trying to do. You still got to go out there and execute, play football. So
the Raiders' pass rush has not been the same the last 3 or 4 weeks that it was earlier this year. They're just not getting pressure on the quarterbacks. I'm sure you've seen that. I mean, Geno Smith's had a rough year at times. He had a great day against them, last week. What do you see in that defense now that is different than what they had earlier this year?
It kind of comes and goes on tapes. You turn on certain games and they really get after the quarterback. You turn on the Titans game and really got after the quarterback in that game and created a lot of pressure and disrupted a lot of plays. And then you turn on the Eagles tape and they protected well all day, and Foles had obviously a great day. Last week with the Jets, same thing, really couldn't get home, and Geno had a good day. So, they'll be at home. I think they'll be jacked up. They're at their place. It's always a little better for the pass rush at home. And you can't give them a reason to get. You can't give them any fuel in the fire. You got to go out there and execute, protect, and get the ball out when you have to. And, don't give them any encouragement. That's for sure.
All right, we'll end with a fun one. I've tried to find you on Twitter.
Yeah, good luck.
That's not happening, right?
Yeah, no.
I think I like you even more now. Okay, I can share some Twitter stories with you now. I'm a reluctant tweeter. Do it because they say it's good for promoting the show or whatever. So I like to put on there, hey, Alex Smith's going to be on the show or whatever. There's no hint you're not on there. Why?
Just personal choice. Just never got into it. Any of that stuff. I don't, just not my thing.
Private guy.
Yeah, just different. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure that is different. I'm not. I seem to think. Well, I'm kind of like you. But I'm in a weird spot too. I like to remain a little private or keep what I do private. Is that the crux of what you're trying to do? Is I don't want to be tempted to just grab my phone all the time and say, "Wow, I'm eating a bagel on the plaza" or something.
That's definitely not me. I mean, there's certain. Twitter's great in the sense that it's constantly just updating you on what's going around the world. And anything, sports, whatever you want to know about. But yeah, certainly I would never be the guy that I'm going to wherever right now.
Is it a little creepy to you how many people would follow you if you did that? Is that
like I said, just not my style. I'm a little more like a homebody and keep to myself and my family and stuff. So not my thing. Nothing against the people that do have it.
I may drop mine. I may follow you. I may be just like Alex. I want to be like Alex Smith. That's what I want to do. Go get the Raiders this week. All right?
Appreciate it.
Good luck to you.